Hi everyone, today I want to solve another question of Johns Hopkins tournament in 2022. Let's talk about this. If we have px just equal 3 times x to 3 power minus 2 times x squared plus ax minus b, and we know sine theta square, cosine theta square, sine theta times cosine theta are three roots for this polynomial, and we want to find p1. Before I solve the question, I want to show you two important points that said if you have sine theta square plus cosine theta square, that's just equal 1. And if you have sine theta times cosine theta, that's just equal half of sine 2 theta. Okay, and we have another important point, and it says if you have imagine px just equal 3 times x to the 3 power plus d times x squared plus ex plus f, and x1, x2, and x3 are three roots for this polynomial. If you want to calculate x1 plus x2 plus x3, that's just equal minus d over c. If you want to calculate this one, the second one, x1, x2, x1, x3, x2, x3, that's just equal e over c. We don't have negative right here. Pay attention. And the third one is x1 times x2 times x3, that's just equal minus f over c, and we have negative again. Okay, we want to use this rule. Okay, for the first one, I can write sine theta squared plus cosine theta squared plus sine theta times cosine theta, that's just equal minus d, I mean minus 2, because d is minus 2. That's just 2 over 3. The c is 3 right here, okay? And this one just equal 1. And this one, I told you that's 1 over 2 times sine 2 theta. Okay, let's write it for second one. And we can write, yes, x1, x2 sine theta squared times cosine theta squared, that I write it here. X1, x3 sine theta squared, where is it? That's here. Sine theta squared times sine theta times cosine theta. And x2, x3 cosine theta squared times sine theta times cosine theta. That's just equal a over 3, I mean e over c. And e is just here a, and c is just 3. And what about the third one? Let's talk about the third one. x1, x2, x3 minus f over c sine theta squared cosine theta squared times sine theta times cosine theta, that's just equal b over 3. Minus b, that's just equal b over 3. Okay, look at the first one, first equation. According to this, I can calculate sine 2 theta. Put 1 to the right side, and I can write 1 over 2 times sine 2 theta, just equal minus 1 over 3. And sine 2 theta, that's just equal minus 2 over 3. We want to use it. Pay attention. According to second equation, I can write it as sine theta times cosine theta, that's just 1 over 2 times sine theta squared, because we have the 2 power, plus sine theta times cosine theta. We can factor of this one, and I can write sine theta squared plus cosine theta squared in this one, and that's just equal a over 3. I can write it here as 1 over 4 times sine 2 theta squared plus 1 over 2 times sine 2 theta. Why? Because that's just equal 1. Sine theta squared plus cosine theta squared, okay? And sine theta times cosine theta, that's just equal 1 over 2 times sine 2 theta. That's just equal a over 3. And we calculated sine 2 theta, that's just equal minus 2 over 3. Let's put this to our equation, and if you calculate this one, I write it here, you can calculate a as minus 2 over 3. That's too easy. That's okay. Do it. And according to the third equation, that's what is this? This is this one. I can write it sine theta square times cosine theta square times sine theta times cosine theta. We can write it as this one that I write it here. That's better. We can calculate it so easy. And we said that's b over 3. And we can write it as 1 over 2 times sine 2 theta to the 3 power. That's just equal b over 3. And we calculated sine 2 theta just equal minus 2 over 3. That I write it here. And let's put it in our equation. And if you calculate this one, you can get b just equal minus 1 over 9. And finally, we can write px just equal 3x to the 3 power minus 2x squared minus 2 over 3 y because a was minus 2 over 3 plus 1 over 9 because b was minus 1 over 9 and minus b is just equal 1 over 9. And let's put 1 in our polynomial and we can write 3 minus 2 minus 2 over 3 plus 1 over 9 and that's just equal 4 over 9 and final answer is this one. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you. Have a good day.